I moved back to Nigeria after living in Europe for 6 years with a bachelor's degree in public health. And I wonder, do I regret it? So far, since I moved back, my mom had been kidnapped, my home was burglared, our currency devalued, and was it really a smart and logical decision to move back to Nigeria? The answer is yes or no, and here's why. Nigeria is a country with over 200 million people in population, and the poverty rate is so alarming. The minimum wage in Nigeria is 30,000 naira, which is equivalent to $30. So why would a perfect logical person want to make that decision? First off, I would like to point out, I feel like the media pushes the negative things about Nigeria and how bad it is, but Nigeria has so much benefits. Nigeria is filled with some of the greatest human capitals, but this video is about me moving back. So as I was saying, I moved back because I don't own my life. You see, what happened was that I woke up one morning and was praying, and I felt I would be moving back. I shrugged it and almost said, God forbid. It happened a couple of times and eventually it dawned on me I had to move back. But the question is, why would a God who loves me want me to move back to a country with a minimum wage so little? That's the answer actually, that He's a God that loves me that much. I think oftentimes when we think about what success looks like, we often think that it has to look like what the world makes us think it is. So for example, success or following the will of God for your life may look like you having a lot of money, marrying the dream guy, going on the vacations you want to go on, and none of it points to the selflessness of Christ. Everything is to please you. Now, am I saying that God doesn't love you? God loves you, but by saying that you are a believer, you are literally saying that you are giving your life to Christ for the cause of Christ. So that would mean that in God's love for you, He knows what's best for you. You can think that you know what is best for your life, but to God, He sees it from a different picture. We are so individual in the plans that He has created for us, and He's able to put us in positions that in our heads may look like it's not the best for us, but to God, an all-knowing God, a God who has lived centuries and centuries, seen time and created time, would look at everything past and present and decide to put you in a position you're uncomfortable with. It may look scary, but when you understand the power of who is giving you the instruction, it changes your perspective. So to a person, it may look like, oh, I need to japa, I need to leave this country, but you feel led to stay in this country. To another person, you may feel like, I need to go somewhere else, but you feel led to stay in the uncomfortable position, stay in that job that you don't like, stay in that position that you don't want to be in. And it's hard, but God is still calling you to that because God has called us to a life that is for Him and not for ourselves. And when we understand that He loves us so much, and that is why He puts us or allows us to choose these positions that are best for us because of how much He cares about you. So to you, you may not see it now, but in reality, God cares about you. And I think one thing I'm realizing is that God's love for me, my obedience towards Him, is not as a result of me wanting something back. The prize and the joy of it is in the fact that I obeyed Him in the first place. God will always take care of His own, but my decision to obey Him is never as a result of me trying to get something from Him, but just the fact that He's Father and I can trust Him. That alone is the price. That alone is the joy that I can follow His leading. So to anyone that may be confused and you're wondering like, is this even worth it? Why should I follow God when He's telling me to make a ridiculous, in quote, decision? When you understand who is telling you to make that decision, it changes your perspective. You would not question Obama or any powerful man if they tell you to hawk pure water, because you know who is asking you to do that, and they wouldn't without a reason. So when you understand the God that is calling you to a higher level of consecration by putting you in certain positions, you wouldn't question it. So as much as Nigeria's economy is funny now, I will stay wherever God has for me. I don't have to japa to be successful. I just have to follow God's ideas and His idea of success, because obedience to God, for me, is success.